Good morning, guys. If you're there, let me know. Good morning, David. Hopped right in and took a short position and already out for a quick one. Get back in with one more and then I'll add along the way. All right, so while getting set up, had a little bit of a busy morning and did not get a chance to do my charts, so I'm going to do that. All right, let's look at SPY and I don't think I got to completely build this one out yet. Okay, I did a little bit. Okay. So SPY implied move is $4.06. Today, good morning Poolside, good morning Grumpy, good morning Cisco. Nice. I love having all of you guys here. All right, so on the other screen, I am short right now in MES. I want to get these set up. Okay, so we have 653, 652 on the low side of SPY, and then 662 and 663. $40.60, so $40 move implied. We may not get to that. We might have a slow sideways day. Kind of what I'm expecting after what we had this week. So 65, 45 for SPX, and 66.30. And for Monday we're pretty wide, 72.80. It's big. Anything going on Monday, or is it just because of the weekend? Oh no, date says 9/10. Yeah, I had to run back to pick up my daughter from school. She wasn't feeling well, so this morning I didn't get a chance to really set up. So now I'm just kind of getting that all done. So 65.10, I'll fix that. Hopefully nobody knows the real date though, right? Except for you. No, I'm just kidding. 66.60 for Monday SPX, and QQ is in the green, and implied move takes it to 588. That'd be a neat trick. 580 on the low side. And what is that tomorrow's QQQ 513? Yeah, that is the right number. So Monday 578 and 590. So if you guys don't know, those numbers are all from options. So the expected move from options on the day, and then for Monday. Okay, so back to my position right here. We are down, and I took my very first trade before you guys got here. I got into a trade and I closed it up, maybe 50. I took maybe 50 out of that. So, and I trade a little bit in pre-market. So far up on the day, not big. Let's see where we are. Account summary. So I'm up $45 on the day. It's not huge, but I will sure take it. And starting with a short position today. So I think, even though I don't think we're going to have a super crazy day, I think there will be a little bit of profit taking after all of that. So let's take a look at real fast. Sometimes I realize how, like, if my morning is just a little bit not exact, then I'm just wake up a little behind, and then trying to catch up. But that's okay. Market's doing what I want. And okay, so 35 EMA is in the bottom part of the trading range. So we do have 563 is exposed here above the cloud in SPY. And take a look at where the 200 MA is. Alright, we're still going in the right direction. Alright, 200, 30-minute 200 is way underneath us. So that's not even really going to be in our trading range today, but put that in there. Alright, so the only levels we have today in our trading range is all-time highs, which are right here, and the 35 EMA. So really, honestly, should be a pretty straightforward day. I don't think it's going to be too crazy. So that's all we have. And really, we just have we're overbought. We don't have a cross down yet, but we are definitely overbought here. So I don't know, one candle at a time. Let's MES. Okay. Second short position of the day. I'm going to add one here. I almost wish these screens didn't take up so much. I just look under live. Does it, do you get the notification come to your phone or computer? Good morning, Rob. A liquidation break is on my mind today. I agree. I do. All right. And on this layout, yeah, we do have red candles. Okay, I thought we were neutral, but yeah, we have red candles here. We've got a red signal line. We have a red cloud that just started to form here, and then we have red momentum. So we're not 100% bearish yet here, but I think that's more the direction I want to take today after yesterday, and I'll switch if I have to. But so far I think that's, what are you guys doing? What Are you trading options or futures? And what are you guys thinking today? Or what do you guys want to see? Yeah, yeah, making more room. I kind of like to see this percentage, but maybe we could just collapse that down a little bit. There you go. We know what we're trading, right? MES, and I'll expand it out if I have to. That way I just want to see where we are percentage-wise. What a week, though. Yesterday, so you guys, where did we leave yesterday? At like 12:30 right here. And I was like, we're just going to stay sideways between 657, 658 in SPY. And that's literally what we did. It was the worst chop yesterday. And then, of course, Power Hour did some crazy thing. But we did stay completely yesterday above that 35 EMA. That was pretty cool. And even we stayed above all support in the cloud. So that was a day that I've seen so many times when I replayed the day, where we'd have data on a low volume, we'd just push up to the top of the range, and then we just camped out there all day. So that's kind of why I left early yesterday, and today hoping to see some profit taking. Yeah, sometimes my screen gets really cluttered. I try and keep it organized, but all right, so looking to break through the cloud, 35 EMA should hold as resistance to stay short, and we are getting underneath support. Let's see if we can get underneath the cloud. 35 EMA is down here. That would be an amazing target. So far just finding a little bit of support in here, but we'll see. The morning just started. We just 20 minutes in. I am actually going to get up for just a second and make some coffee, but don't let anything crazy happen. All right, it's brewing. Where are we at? Kind of felt like a hectic morning. I think I'm finally caught up though. Okay. So far we're still underneath. you haven't taken the plunge yet with futures. And also, just so you know, I do trade prop firms. So if you want to get into that, you don't need quite as much capital to get started. So trading options, there's not really anything you can do, but this is a way you can trade capital without having to put a whole bunch up front. So if you want to get into it, just message me or let me know how to get in contact with you. I'll let you know how to get into that. But okay, so far so good. All right, let's add another one here. What kind of funds do I even need for futures? So you need, as far as margin, I'm gonna have to look again, but I think it's just maybe $45 per contract if you're not going to be holding overnight. I think it's $400 per contract if you plan on holding overnight, but let me check. And Tasty Trade, you can trade futures on there and even hook it up through TradingView. I'm going to add one more here. Kind of going against me here, but I'm going to stick to my direction here. Okay, so for the micros for MES, 50 to 150 per contract for intraday. I don't know what it is through Tasty. I'll have to look that up. I'll message them later to see what that is. Tesla is ripping away. Yeah, it is. Just straight up. Well, good. Let's see. Hopefully it won't mess up my position too much, and if it does, we'll adjust. We've got resistance right here at 65.98. Ooh, I can smell that coffee. Alright, so we are getting above this 35 EMA. Not exactly what I want to see, but we have not closed this candle yet. Got another 2 minutes on it. at least we're seeing a little bit of, yeah, tasty is high. I think the margin requirements there are pretty high, but maybe I'll try and look up and see maybe which ones are the best. Maybe a Weeble, or I don't know. I'll find out. I'll get a list together. I think that's probably wise. You can see that cloud turned red this morning. The forecast is red, and then we have the resistance up here. So I'm hoping this does flip around in my favor here. Yeah, it's like 1500 on MES. That's if you want to hold overnight. But if you're going to be closed out by 5 p.m., it's a lot less than, it's like 150. It's a lot less than that. Okay, there we go, little red candle. And it got scooped up. All right, let's get that back underneath this 35 EMA. What do we have? Just four contracts here. And they can add up quickly, especially if we're moving fast. You could see price move a lot. I think I'd feel better to not hold overnight. Yeah, it's really not worth it. I mean, you could wake up with a huge win, and you could wake up with a huge loss. You know, it's kind of just like options. Like, I like to be closed out completely when I walk away from my computer, unless I'm just getting coffee. But yeah, I do like to be done. All right, so kind of a little bit of a fight here at support and resistance levels, but let's see if we can break it down. I'm going to add one here. Yeah, and even I'm sure you guys remember the days of like holding over the weekend. Oh, I don't miss that one bit. I am completely closed out, and my mind is free of any of like, I have taken some hits, and it's not worth it. Like, the risk reward is just terrible. And I love to sleep. Alright, so this is the 5-minute time frame. Let's flip over to the 30, get a little bigger view, see if there's anything here. I bet you that stupid Willie still hasn't crossed down. Still got a little bit of room here, but hopefully we're getting pretty close. On the 30-minute time frame here, we are still pretty bullish here. But that doesn't, I mean, look at how much room we have until support. Even our closest support here is down like 1/4% just for the closest support. So I think we've got room to go down. Even though this is not liking me today. Just kidding. It does like me. It's just playing hard to get. Still have that red cloud, resistance up here. I feel pretty good about this. Yeah, if you start to see that, especially after a really big green cloud, you start to see this red cloud forming and a resistance, that's usually a decent entry. It's not perfect always, but it's not bad. It usually pays a little. And with this market action, I'm just looking to take, maybe 50 to 100 at a time. I don't know if I'm expecting a huge drop. I wouldn't mind, but I don't think that's what we're gonna get. Those big moves up and down, they're not always the norm. They're awesome when they happen, but they're not the everyday chop. What do I see in SPX today? Honestly, I woke up thinking that we're gonna be really flat today. It's Friday. We just had a really Alright, we're still live. No. Okay. What do I see in SPX? Sorry about that. Yeah, so I think in SPX we're probably going to be maybe a little bit flat and choppy today. I don't think we have any data, and this cloud, it's just thin and about to turn red. I think we're going to be flat to down slightly. I don't think it's going to be big. Okay, so I'm going to add here. Trying to make a run for resistance. There you are. Yeah, did I drop out for a minute? Were you guys able to see the SPX chart I pulled up? My computer, it's really weird. It's got really great everything. It just, when I'm live sometimes at the very beginning it kind of cuts out a little bit. But if you need to see that SPX again, let me know. It dropped out. Okay. So then let's go to SPX. All right. So what do you see in SPX today for Grumpy? I think we're gonna be flat to slightly down. I don't think. Let's look where the 35 EMA is. All right, so in SPX, 35 EMA is right here above previous all-time highs. So we might leave that gap open for now, the one from yesterday. And 35 EMA is like that. So I think we are going to be flat to down. Right now we're kind of pushing up a little bit, but I think ultimately we're going to be a little bit in here. I don't think we're going to quite make it to the bottom of the implied move. I don't think there's enough of a catalyst for that, and but I think 35 EMA, especially because it's the only level in our trading range. We don't have anything else. So flat to down, little bit choppy. Probably not the most exciting day, I would think, but that's okay. Okay, so down a little bit here, giving back a little bit of my morning gains, just because we're on this chart and I don't usually bring it up. We brought that MACD all the way back to the center line, so here could go either way, could break down. I don't really bring up that indicator very often. Let's go. So getting kind of scooped up here by the cloud, and I'm hoping it's kind of like that last little maybe bull trap here. That's what I need for my position. So, I mean, you can read it however you want. We have resistance above right here. So let's hope it's like a little trap before we move down a little bit. So I'm going to add one here. Alright, and that helped a little bit. We're up to seven contracts. And we're still pretty flat, just hovering around that 0 midline here. And if you want to make money every single day when it's not going directional, you got to find these creative ways to pull out money when we're completely flat. I mean, we're pretty flat right now. Alright, just looking at some other charts on my other screens. Heading in the right direction here. I'm going to look to do a partial sell here. We've got 7. I'm probably going to unload 4 if we get into the green here. And keep a few more going. So that's good, seeing this as resistance. That could be our high of the day. Especially with that, right here we've got that cloud. And the cloud's still small. We're kind of in an indecision zone here, but once it starts getting wider, can get a little more comfortable with the short. to get under the cloud here. Cool, I'll take off 4 here. And I will add 1 more. If we come up just a little bit. Okay, we're up 160 on the day. Okay, so we've got 4 here, and yeah, woohoo! I'm excited. I'm excited. I like short days when they go right. You know, we've got a lot of good red signals here. I'll take a little more profit here in a little bit, but we're down just 0.06%. I don't know if you can hear my little dog paws behind me. What are you doing, buddy? Okay, so this still looks good to me here. I'm just gonna go fill up my coffee, and I will be right back, guys. All right, coffee. I should be good for a while on the coffee. All right, so we're still in profit. So my next opportunity here, I'm just going to take a little bit more off, a little bit more of the profit. So because we're short, that is a buy order. Not yet. All right, so this is our 35 EMA on the 5-minute time frame. Your orders didn't fill. What orders didn't fill? And don't you freaking hate that? Like, I hate when my orders don't fill. Like, I don't get annoyed by much. 2 more calls. So you think we're gonna rally? I think we're still gonna go down. I think we're gonna have a down to flat day. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of, like, liquidity is really down, so sometimes orders don't fill. Especially with options. Oh my gosh, I hate sitting there waiting for options to fill. Futures fill a little bit faster. All right, so we closed that candle underneath the 35 EMA. And we're seeing that as resistance. Okay, so I was going to take a little bit more profit, but I think instead I'm going to add another one. So we're still short 5 contracts here. There we go. Little drop there. Keeping an eye on this red cloud here, because if it does turn green, I do want to flip my position. It would be big. Are you using market orders or limit? Market trolled me. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my gosh. The market is like the master troll. Like, it'll mess with you so bad. You guys have the mind games that the market is capable of is literally mind-blowing sometimes, isn't it? Yeah. It's okay. It teaches you some insane discipline. At least we have a little bit of price action here today. Yesterday was really slow ticks. I like this. This is better. Oh no. What position did you take and what are you trading? Yeah, that never feels good though. Are you short, long? But you got to be able to manage your way out of it if you can. $6.57 put. That's not a bad one. Honestly, it's not. Let's take a look at options. Oh, I know why this SPY range from Monday was off. I had both. Let me look at it real fast. Yeah, alright, that doesn't matter, that's fine. We just won't use that. 657. Right now volatility's down, but it's not out of reach. You know, we have a small implied move from here, but it's definitely in our trading range. And where's the, okay, where the 35 EMA is? 654. I don't know, I think we have a good chance of reaching it. It's not a great position. It's still definitely a gamble, but it's in our trading range, so. Alright, we're just $26 down here. It's not bad. Let's add one here. Sell. Now we've got 6. Let's see a little follow through here. More downside. And this is what I was talking about. I just think that we're going to be choppy today. Choppy to slightly down, like we might chop a little bit, get a little dip. And then, so definitely, like, if you're in the green, take profits. It's not waiting for a huge move today. Okay, we're in the green. We have 6, so I'm going to go ahead and take off 3 if we get down to like $50 in the profit or something like that. I'm not ready here. Can you explain how ATR trailing stop loss works? I can. It's actually really amazing. So ATR is this top line right here. So you can see ATR when we're above it, it gives us a green candle, and when we're below it, gives us a red candle, which is actually one of my really favorite features about it. I don't know exactly what it calculates, whether it's like the standard deviation of volatility or something like that. But it's a really great, so if you get in on this green candle, so if you try ATR with the 35 EMA, if you're just going to use 2 indicators, right? So once price, you get a green candle above the 35 EMA right here. So say you got in here. And just say you got in here because it's the next day. This was at the end of the trading day, so you're probably not just getting into a position, or maybe you are. With options, maybe you are for the next day. But you get in here. So ATR just acts as a support. It's a trailing stop. So as soon as you break it, which would be this candle, this red candle, you can see that's the first one that turned red. That's where you take profits. Good morning, Shakespeare. Shakespeare is one of my favorite people. So that is how ATR works. And it's really, really useful, especially on an up day like this, data and up. Today's choppy, yeah, that's what I was saying about here this morning. I was expecting chop today. It's very choppy. Absolutely grumpy. It's a really cool indicator. It's one of my favorites. That with super trend together, because when you get 2 green signals, super trend's the one underneath it, plus the 35 EMA. I love having the cloud too, but you don't really need it. I think if you just have these, it's plenty. Now, super trend is the one that if you break it will give you this resistance level, and that's why that is useful. All right, I'm going to add one more here. Sell, add to this short. Let's take a look at NQ real fast and see what's happening over there. Well, it's looking pretty bullish. Above the 35 EMA. Cloud's holding up. That's interesting. Yeah. NQ up 22.22. That's good. I'm gonna stick to my bias in SPY. Sometimes they don't trade together, but I think NQ's probably rallying with Tesla. Our signals are a little bit more red over here. Okay, so we're in the green. I like that. So we're gonna buy back because we're short. Let's get it just a little more. Let's close underneath that 35 EMA. All right. I just took off 3. Did I? No, yeah, I did. That is what I did. I hope. Oh, we're still only just about $140 up. That's not a ton, but in this chop, that's fine. Yeah, I did buy. Okay, that's good. Small caps are down, and let's see, this is what I'm going to pull this out a little bit. No, that wasn't small caps. Yeah, small caps are down quite a bit, and the Dow is down. That is good for our case. NASDAQ is up, the Dow is down, small caps are down. Yeah, it's okay. I think with the way price action is, you could be trading this long or short. And I think I'm just leaning more short today, but really it's choppy. We can take it in both ways. Alright, so I'm probably getting ready to add here a little bit. That's a nice signal I like to see when this drops and then it drops underneath the cloud. Kind of price does a lot of times come down that way. This little profit box gets in my way a lot. That's why I'm always readjusting. All right, let's add one here. That would be such a great target if we hit this 35 EMA. Like, I'm not looking for a big drop, but I will definitely take one. You missed the stop loss explanation. For ATR, it's just a trailing stop loss, and so the way I trade it a lot of times, so if you use the 35 EMA 5-minute time frame and ATR together, so basically, I don't know if it's just my ATR, but when the price is above it, it's the candle's green. When price is below it or closes below it, it's red. So when the candle's green and you're above the 35 EMA, that is, and seeing that as support, that's an entry. That's a good entry. I mean, you could see here we were above it and then we hit resistance, right? But if you could see it as support, then we usually push up higher. So ATR is this top line right here. So if you get even up here, see here you're above 35 EMA, also above, you have a green candle with ATR. So this is your entry right here, and your ATR gives you a range of volatility that is acceptable to keep this uptrend. So basically that is your trailing stop. So as price pushes up, you can see that we stay above ATR, and really the first time, the first red candle is all the way here at the end of the day. So you could have run that entire rally yesterday with just buying at the opening candle and waiting for the first red candle, and that's it. You do nothing more than that. And that works good on data days when price just pushes up, and you know, those days where we just ramp up to the top and stay there. You know, that's how you know when to get out. Isn't it? It's a really great system. It's really yesterday how I knew to just sit back, you know? Yeah, absolutely. 35 EMA and ATR. Default setting, ATR 3. Super trend, no, is just as it is, and ATR is set to 3. going to go ahead and add one here. Awesome, Grumpy. Enjoy it. It's a really, really good setup. Very, very useful. Can catch some pretty solid rallies, and just think it can do it the same on the reverse. 35 EMA can be resistance when you're short, and then you just have that red ATR. ATR here, we're above it, so we have the green candle. So we're not fully bearish. We're just choppy. This is chop. We're just trading chop today. Probably all day, unless it breaks out in any direction. But all right. So right now we've got 8. I will go ahead and sell or buy back really 6 if we get into profit. A little bit more than this. I'm not interested in $12. Up 134 today. That is pretty far from my goal. I'd love to see us break through this cloud. That is really what I want to see. And then this does help that. But so far, it's just tapping it and coming back up. Yeah, ATR is, I know I just told you guys that whole run thing, but then look at how we did see a little dip right here, but this is the first big dip we saw, which is really what I want to see, but that also gives us where we have support. Like once it means we could come back down here, but then look for support right here, is what that's saying. Tesla pulling back, that's good, that's good. That's what we need. Okay, I'm gonna add one here. So Tesla has support now. See, we can just use that ATR example right here. So Tesla has support here. So even if you were just day trading it and you wanted to like get a good swing, you could expect support around here. So if you're playing Tesla options, 586 calls when we get near that is, and you could see that would have paid, what's that, a 0.5% candle right there. So that's a way you can use ATR. When you see a big run, you can pull up ATR and see where we're building support. Still getting propped up by that cloud. And if this cloud starts turning green, I'm going to start slowly buying back some of this position. I'm still holding for now, but with this chop, and the fact that we're bouncing on the 35 EMA and the cloud. I just added one more, so we have 10 short MES contracts. Support is down here, resistance is up here, and then we do have this support here too, the 35 EMA. Take a quick look at the VWAP. Volume weighted average price. So we're down here for that. Yesterday we traded literally completely above that level, which was wild, but we traded above every level yesterday. Okay, like that. A little closer. Break through that cloud. Can you just see how powerful this cloud can be sometimes? I mean, we really stayed completely above it. Woohoo! RGTI. I have to say I don't know what that is. Because that is pretty. You sold a put. I mean, this chart, I'm just saying it looks pretty bullish. I'll write it down. It is digesting today, honestly, and that's really why I thought today was going to be just choppy sideways, you know, just it is. It's resting and digesting, and that's exactly it. Yeah, and even here, you know, I was hoping for some profit taking, but it just looks like, you know, with all the things that are running. Awesome. I will check all of those out. I'm just going to go ahead and add one here. It's definitely going against me now. but it's okay, we're going to manage. So that was at the resistance right here, seeing a little bit of pushback. You're scared of IONQ. I like to, I used to trade stocks that would just like in pre-market be trending and stuff. And I would just come in and you go click on the 5-day, and then you can really quickly just see what volatility is. So that would be my setup. So once it came down to like 51, I would take a position, and then that, like from 51, that would be my target. So I don't know. That's how I used to trade stocks when I had a big portfolio. Okay, good to see a little bit of resistance at resistance, which is where I just added right here. You could see that ATR came up a little bit, which is just going to make things a little bit more choppy. I need SPY to comply. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be so cool if we could tell it what we wanted it to do? That'd be a cool superpower. So Tesla, I don't know. Doesn't this look like it could be like a potential head and shoulders? It's not yet, but if it comes down a little bit, then to the 35 EMA. Yeah, you get a volatility bounce for sure. Now is when you trade the volatility. That's what I used to love about those stocks, and it didn't matter like what the price was. The price action was always the same. You'd get a big pop and then a drop and then just like a ton of volatility, and that was the fun part. Yeah, NQ is pushing higher here. Yeah, it was, I mean, it was looking so bullish though here, see? Look at that. I mean, look at that. That's solid green. All right, I'm gonna sell one more here. Leave it to me to be trading against the trend. No, I actually still feel good about this position. You don't trust what? This price action? I know, I feel like... I think I'm gonna make money either way. I don't know if I could make more being long today, but I just feel like this rally's been overdone. And I have enough signals for me to be okay taking this position. Yeah, NQ moving up at all-time highs. Yeah, it's... But look, I mean, that chart was green. People just waiting for a sell signal somewhere, anywhere. Here we have a few, so I'm okay with that, but... What is your target for SPY? I don't necessarily have a target. I did mention at the beginning, I think we're going to be flatter than anything else. So as far as like options or spreads, I would most likely pick something like a close to the center butterfly or something. I just don't think we're going to be, I mean, here we just made new all-time highs. I think we're going to be pretty flat today. Like 35 EMA is down here, which I don't think we're going to quite tap, but maybe 567 on the low side. On the high side, 659. But I think we're going to stay pretty flat. NQ is the one having fun today. Today we are flat. So that's a good sign right here that we did see resistance. So on days if you do feel like going short ever and we have one of these bars above, that would be the place to enter. I mean, I entered much sooner, but it's good to see that that is holding as resistance. Now can we break through the cloud? Please? You have to be nice to the market. Otherwise it really doesn't listen. Alright, so we're pretty much right at our average. Very close to being in profit. And support is down here, 65.87. That would be a great target. In fact, just in case we hit that, no, not sell. Buy back 11 here. See that cloud again? That cloud is a beast, and I'm pretty sure the algos love it. But if we could just break through underneath it, really thin cloud right here. Almost can't even see it. That would be like the place to easily get through it. Oh, that cloud. It's making me be patient on a Friday. It's just going right along it. All right, let's add one here. All right, we are in profit. So now that 35 EMA gave us a little pop, but if we can get underneath that 35 EMA to the other side of the cloud, then I think that this would be a great target. Trading chop takes so much patience. Oh yeah, the name of the game is, yeah. I didn't see you write that. I just randomly said that, but no, you're 100% right. It is, you know, everyone wants that big run and they want to get in it right at the right time. And it's just, it takes so much patience, especially on a day like this. I mean, we've had nothing but chop. Patience and coffee. Patience and coffee. Yeah. But you know, the patience pays off. It's really, you know, it's really exciting when your target hits. And this cloud is really messing with my whole vibe today. It's in my way. Take a look at the 30-minute. Let's see if maybe momentum is falling a little bit here, which is good, but still it's just being propped up and not hitting my target. I don't love that. All right, I'm going to add one more here. I'm just hoping all of that momentum from Tesla and those other ones doesn't mess this up. Yeah, days like this they're not fun. Yeah, your SPY calls are probably just getting burned up, aren't they? That theta is just on fire. Come on. This just feels like one of those, like, I just gotta shut this position down and go start my weekend. Because this chop, this is what I didn't want to trade yesterday, and this is exactly what we got again. I knew we were going to. It's just that I don't know. I think I feel like I want to enjoy my weekend rather than do this. As awesome as you guys are. Yeah, this chop, I mean, we got to trade the best opportunities. Like, if we're stuck, with this, then yeah, let's close this out. Let's make a little bit of money here, and then I think I'm going to start my weekend early. Of course, if something happens, I'm always close to my computer. I can always hop back on, but sideways chop doesn't make for the most interesting live, Got this 35 EMA. I'd love to see that break right here, and then you could see right here we're kind of turning into where that really thin cloud is. I like that it's so thin. I don't see that very often. Then you log out and market starts to move, then I will be right back right after. I don't mind hopping back on. I hate closing out, then the next candle is the one. Yeah, but I mean, there's always opportunities. Like right here, I think I'm just gonna. We're under the cloud. That's the good thing. $160. Oh, make your move. Yeah. I know what you mean. I usually try and manage it to make my move. Like, no matter what it's doing. I mean, obviously that's simplified a little bit, but okay, we're under the cloud. Sometimes just getting under the cloud gives us a nice push. All right, let's just lock in at I think I got 142. 142. Yeah. Okay. So it's 11:23. And I made $269. Okay. okay. So, chop is not fun, but that's okay. I mean, geez, that was like the lowest day of the week so far. Um, that's okay. I'm gonna log off, guys. I am going to keep an eye on the market. I'll set some alerts. Thank you, Rob. Let's get you trading futures so you can lock in some profits too. I mean, that's not, what did I say it was? 269. So there's 20 days, trading days in the month. 269 times 20. So that's $5,380 a month, even if you're just taking small profits like that. Like, obviously the goal is to make like 1,000 plus a day, but even with small profits, you can stack those and make a little bit of extra just trading the first few hours of the day. So awesome, guys. I will see you soon. Enjoy your weekend, and if anything happens, I will definitely start another live, and hopefully one of these days. I know all this entire week I've had really kind of not the best price action, but you could see we made profit every single day. So make sure you come back, and if you guys don't mind sharing too, if you share the live streams when it goes on, that would really help to boost this channel too. So I'll see you guys. Awesome, and I will see you Monday for sure, and soon if anything exciting happens. All right, I'll see you soon.